I mean, I feel bad for that kid. In all honesty, that fucking sucks. If this is going to be something that lingers on for his whole career. Well, I didn't put him in a trade, dude. Okay, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. All right, so hang on. I didn't put him in a trade. All right, but that was the. Look at this shit. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got fucking Zach LaVine, who takes 8 shots tonight, scores 10 points. He was a team best plus 21. You have DeRozan, who didn't play a good game. You had Vucevic, who did play a good game. Vuce shot 50% from the field and had 17, 12, and 6. So Vuce played a good game. But again, nobody really orchestrates it. You know, DeRozan had a good playmaking game, had 7 assists. But my point is, if they were going to go the retool route, and that ESPN mock trade that was on there for Fred Van Vleet.
Malachi Flynn.
Yeah, Malachi Flynn for Kobe and Ball. I mean, come on. And again, like, I had a bunch of people comment on my post, oh, you know, that'll never happen. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I don't fucking think so either. I'm just talking about the trade. You know, like I
still had to give you a little shit for it because you know I feel so bad for the kid. I was talking about trading him earlier.
Right. Like, I do feel bad for him, but I feel bad for him, but I'd be the first.
Feel bad for him in Toronto.
I'd drive him to O'Hare if that was the fucking case, dude. Right?
No, I mean, if you're talking about trying to salvage this season and actually compete, adding Fred Van Vleet to your roster for a player who isn't going to play this year is a pretty much a no-brainer. And with the Bulls and the Raptors being in the same tier of, are you a play-in team or are you a lottery team officially? That would be a swap that would kind of solidify that too. Raptors, okay, we're calling it quits for the season. You can have Fred. We can't come to a contract extension agreement anyway. But that is the trick with that trade there. Fred's looking for a Brunson level kind of deal, which I think is fair.
I think that's fair.
Given, I mean, obviously he hasn't been healthy, but I think that's probably more the kind of
I think a lot of going on. Yeah, Toronto's on
it's going south. You don't, and you're already guaranteed $40 million. You have no reason to give them everything. So right. I think that's probably a situational thing. I think Fred comes home to Illinois, obviously from Rockford, the area I currently live in. So I hear about Fred all the time. This town would go nuts.
Oh, I bet.
The city of Chicago would go nuts.
Yeah, Fred was a big deal. Fred was a big deal playing high school ball there and everything too. You know, I mean, it's not just like a little small thing. He was actually a big deal. He was a very highly touted prospect in the Illinois basketball system. So, you know, it would be really awesome to see him come, you know, here. If it was a retooling type of thing, like, again, that's the hard part about all of this. I love, like, Lonzo was probably my favorite Bull, you know, during that 35 game stretch. Right. Yeah. And I hate for it to end the way that it did. And I hope people know that listen to the show or even read my writing over at On Tap. I wrote a huge article today breaking down those 2 trades that we'll get into the other one in a little bit, but breaking down those 2 trades that took up their 6 proposed trades that they would like to see at the trade deadline. You know, I don't see it. I would accept the retooling with Fred. I don't know if we'd win with Fred, but I mean, hey, it give us a hell of a lot better chance because essentially at this point you're swapping Kobe for Fred.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are now on the Kobe White train, which they were the same people that wanted him fucking
on the Kobe White train.
Yeah, they're the same people that wanted him shipped to China. Not saying you, but like, you know,
a
month and a half ago.
I hated Kobe's selection on draft night. Unlike,
I think that you've always been very accepting of Kobe since he's got.
Oh here. No, I mean, especially after hearing Kobe's backstory with his pops and having that kind of relation with it, and,
right.
Just the fact that Kobe is the person that he is. Like, you see this kid in interviews, you see him with his teammates. He's just the happiest.
Yeah, I'm a big Kobe White guy. I like Kobe.
Guy. And then to see these improvements makes it even easier to root for him now. And as we're about to touch on, I don't think the market's there for Kobe. He's a restricted free agent. And if you're offering me even 2 seconds from a contending team, I get to pick in the 45 or later twice this year and next year. And then you get Kobe White. And obviously, if you don't plan on paying Kobe, given the way the season's going, maybe that is something that you have to do just because you don't have any seconds. You don't really have firsts. You went pretty balls deep on this roster that if you're not going to pay that guy, once again, better get something. But I don't see that as enough value for Kobe. A late first, I could see, given the situation of the season, if you didn't intend on paying him. But a second-round pick, I don't want Marko Simonovic again. Io is a godsend and a blessing. You do not get these guys in the second round every year.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it was crazy to kind of see that report today. Again, if the trade proposals that you're receiving are asked for him, then yeah, I guess hang on to it. But you have a decision to make, man. You've got decisions to make.
You really have a decision to make if you can trade some of these stars. If you're freeing up cap that you don't have to pay to Vooch. If you trade DeMar and you don't owe him $30 million next year. Like, you have ways to where you don't have to make decisions. You can recoup abundance of assets and do the same thing, because trading Kobe for a second-round pick is waving the white flag all the same on this season that it is if you're trading a star. If you're trading Kobe for a player that upgrades the team now, that's different. But if the assets on the table for Kobe are simply not here now and you get them in the future, you're waving the white flag all the same.
Right. Well, the problem is I don't think the Bulls know what the fuck they're doing in general. No.